क्लियर हो जाए तो उसके बाद मैं किस पर पहुंचा नियम पर इसके बाद क्या होता है, इसके बाद क्या है प्राणायाम।
Hello and welcome to this weekly webinar on positive practices to improve mental health. Today, to talk about the topic, we have with us Dr. Ruchi Gautam ma'am, who is Chief Counselor and Associate Professor, Psychological Counselling Cell, Sharda University, Uttar Pradesh. आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है मैम इस वेबिनार में। जैसा कि आपको भी पता है, आज हमारी ये 107वीं कड़ी है। आपका पुनः एक बार बहुत-बहुत स्वागत, क्योंकि हमने इसी हफ्ते मेंटल हेल्थ डे मनाया था, इसीलिए हमने आप जैसे वक्ता को आमंत्रित किया ताकि हम पॉजिटिव प्रैक्टिसेस टू इम्प्रूव मेंटल हेल्थ के हमारे दर्शकों को जानकारी दे सके। आपका बहुत धन्यवाद और बहुत-बहुत स्वागत इस कार्यक्रम में। We also have with us Communication and Documentation Officer of MDNIY, मोहम्मद तैयब आलम सर with us. आपका भी बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद और बहुत-बहुत स्वागत सर। As per the tradition of our institute, let us start the program with prayer. Om Sahana Avatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया कि आज हमारे बीच पॉजिटिव प्रैक्टिसेस टू इम्प्रूव मेंटल हेल्थ विषय पर बात करने के लिए डॉक्टर रुचि गौतम मैम मौजूद हैं, जो चीफ काउंसलर एंड एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग से शारदा यूनिवर्सिटी उत्तर प्रदेश में कार्यरत हैं। आपका पुनः एक बार बहुत-बहुत स्वागत सर। स्वागत मैडम। और आपका मैं स्वागत एक बार फिर से करती हूँ। इसके साथ ही हमारे संस्थान के निदेशक महोदय डॉक्टर ईश्वर वी बसवरेड्डी सर भी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। आपका भी बहुत-बहुत स्वागत सर, जो इतनी व्यस्तताओं के बावजूद आप हमारे बीच मौजूद हैं। आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत। और पुनः स्वागत हमारे संस्थान के संचार एवं प्रलेखन अधिकारी मोहम्मद तैयब आलम सर का, जिनके सहयोग से हम इस प्रकार के आयोजन कर पाते हैं। आपका भी एक बार बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है सर। अब मैं संस्थान के संचार एवं प्रलेखन अधिकारी मोहम्मद तैयब आलम सर से अनुरोध करूंगी कि कृपया हमारे आज के वक्ता का परिचय प्रस्तुत करें सर।
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Good evening, everyone. Before coming to the esteemed speaker, I'm very happy to share that the institute has successfully published the first edition of Friday webinar book, which contain articles and experts of 52 renowned and eminent experts of yoga, modern medicine, allied science, Ayurveda, diet and nutrition, and from many other fields. Besides this, the response is overwhelming from the experts we are getting in our inbox, email IDs, and as well as from the yoga enthusiasts. The book is available on the institute's website as well as different social media platforms. Now, as far as our today's esteemed speaker, respected Dr. Ruchi Gautam ma'am. Dr. Ruchi Gautam ma'am is the Chief Counselor and Associate Professor, Psychological Counselling Cell, Ishwar University, Uttar Pradesh, who will deliver a lecture on positive practices to improve mental health. Dr. Ruchi Gautam ma'am is a PhD in psychology from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, and has more than 10 years of experience in research, teaching, and mentoring with an inclination towards applied use of psychology. Ma'am has published multiple research papers in international Scopus Index and national recognized journals. Ma'am has guided a PhD and taught various courses from psychology streams to MA, to postgraduate and undergraduate and PhD students. Along with the teachings, he has designed and developed various courses and a curriculum for different academic programs. Ma'am has expertise and extensive, rich experience in real-time counseling. She is presently involved in real-time counseling sessions at the Family Dispute Resolution Clinic for redressal of domestic disputes. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation for the weekly webinar, which is quite popular event for social media friends, students, and the staff and faculty of the institutes. With these few words, now I would like to invite Dr. Ishwar V. Basavaraddi, sir, Director, Murarji Desai Institute of Yoga, to say a few words about today's topic. Sir.
Shanti, Shanti. Today's esteemed speaker, Dr. Ruchi Gautam ji, my colleagues in the institute, Shri Tayab ji, Dr. Vandana, and faculty members, and yoga enthusiasts and students joining this webinar through various social media platforms of the institute across the globe. My pranams to you all. Namaskar. At the outset, I'm very happy to welcome again Dr. Ruchi, a very young scientist and psychologist, and changing the attitude will help to change the society. Dr. Ruchi is in that profession where it not only provide the mental health, just a counseling, but changing the attitudes of the individuals. That helps to change the directions of our future. So I congratulate first for taking up such a wonderful profession and also contributing for the mental health and various dimensions of improving the women's personalities. Welcome you, Dr. Ruchi.
Thank you, sir.
Today's topic, positive practices to improve mental health. So just last October 10th, we have a International World Mental Health Day. We have deliberated many aspects about mental health. So this time the theme of these things is very interesting. It's a globalization that make it a mandatory. It's a wonderful concept they had given regarding the mental health. So on this dimension, there are various practices, because mental health includes emotional, psychological, and social well-being too. On that day, I just dwell into our state of mental health influence our act. Whatever we act, it depends upon our mental health. And it also influences our feelings. Feelings are most important. And also thinking process. Think, feel, and act. These are the three dimensions where we present ourselves in the society. So various dimensions or practices help us to think positively, feel the very positive emotions like passion, love, affection, and also act very positively in the welfare of the human values and humanitarian values. So in general, there are many practices in the psychology and also in yoga. So yoga is completely for the change of attitude. It starts with detoxification. How to remove the toxins of the body and mind, both, not only the body. So food also plays a vital role in both physical and mental health. Yoga talks about it. And it is about our physical body, its health, it talks about it. It's our energy body, the prana. Yoga talks about it. Then prana connects to our mind, the thought process, thoughts to the feeling. There is a pure scientific models. Yoga is, once you come up to that state where we reach from the approximate to the absolute, then we start adopting certain attitude, mental attitude. There are several, but the famous is the Chitta Prasadana concept in yoga. Maitri Karuna Mudito Prekshanam, Sukha Dukha Punya Punya Vishyanam, Bhavana Chitta Prasadana. So once we reach that in the meditative state, or mind is in the peace or in the calm position, then there are several attitudes to be adopted. So that adoption of attitudes or cultivating the attitudes is very much essential. Yoga, and also in the last more than 3.5 decades, I have a privilege to be associated with very world-renowned applied psychologists. Professor Deshpande, Professor Devlatwar, Professor Gangadhar, many people. So therefore, there are several practices, positive practices, not only to improve the mental health, also to take it in a concrete manner. Always, I must say, alabdha bhumikatva anavastita. So I lost something, I can achieve it, but I cannot sustain in that state, mental health. So I do hope that Dr. Ruchi Gautam will definitely emphasize on such practices which not only improve, but give us to stable mental health practices. That's why this year, 2022 Mental Health Day, make mental health and well-being for all a global priority. Mental health for all is now the global priority, it's the global issue. Because after the pandemic, and we do know that the stress and mental health in the entire world, global population is under the danger mark. That's why this time the Mental Health Federation, World Mental Health Federation, have chosen mental health for all a global priority. On this theme, our team has rightly chosen Dr. Ruchi Gautam to deliberate on positive practices to improve the mental health. So these few introductory remarks. So once again, Dr. Ruchi, welcome to you, and I do hope that today is the beginning. We do associate in the future, and so that
Yes.
Our common goal to improve the quality of life by improving the quality of thinking, quality of feeling, quality of acting. These are all the helpful only when we have mentally healthy. Once again, thank you, and I request you now to address and deliver your talk on positive practice to improve mental health. Dr. Ruchi Gautam.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'm really grateful and honored to be the part of this platform, actually. So, with gratitude, I would like to really thank you to Dr. Ishwar for your invitation that I have to at least share my knowledge and experience, whatever small things that I have earned so far with my experiences. So it's such a great platform for me also to share my knowledge and my views with all of you. And I do have big dignitaries over here along with you. So I humbly would like to present my experience and knowledge in this platform. So give me some time to share my slide to all of you. Now, is this visible to the presentation?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Is it visible? Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. So as sir has told that these days, see, mental health is not the concern of one specific day that we need to focus on, like World Mental Health or International Day, or maybe some other days that we are celebrating, or maybe in May that we are celebrating the weeks for the mental health assurances or the challenges that we have to deal with. But the mental health thing is that we have to see and practice every day, every moment. So therefore we can, or we should be able to manage our mental health. Okay, so mental health is not about just that on some day, on some specific occasion that we need to talk about or we need to focus on those things. So therefore I thought of this I should introduce these particular positive practices which might improve the one's mental health if they are like using these practices on day-to-day basis. So hopefully this presentation will help you or maybe the listeners in a way in their life. So let me see why it is not moving. Now it's visible to you?
Visible and moving.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible, no? Yeah. So
Yes,
if we talk
ma'am.
about, thank you. So when we talk about the positive practices, so it is basically like all of the audience that I have over here is from the yoga background. So I should not teach much about yoga to them because I do not have expertise in that. But yes, I do have expertise in where we can use the positive practice to maintain the mental health. And somehow yoga is also contributing to people how to maintain their mental health so that through their physiological aspects. So if they are able to maintain their physical health through yoga and exercise, so that they can also maintain their mental health along with that. So therefore, these things, these concerns are so important to discuss with the population, those who are maybe practicing yoga or teaching yoga or learning yoga. So we need to understand what is mental health. So as per WHO, there are three things they are focusing on. One is we have to overall maintain the well-being of ourselves, where it includes, do we have the abilities to cope from the normal stresses which we are having from day-to-day life? One thing is this. Another is, are we productive enough? Or are we doing some fruitful work every day? So see, everyone is working at home or at workplace. But the point is whether they are doing productive things at their places, whether they are working at workplaces or home, or are they satisfied with that work also after that? It completely talks about your mental health. If you're enjoying your work, you're liking your workplace, you're liking the people around you, and you're happy all the time, you are feeling satisfied all the time with your environment, which means it shows your mental health is improved. You do have good mental health. Then the third point is, are you able to contribute something to your community by your own emotions, by your own productivity, by your own abilities? So if not, then somehow, somewhere it is affecting your mental health. Therefore, you are not able to manage your own things. If you're not able to manage your own emotions and other feelings and the outcomes of it, so then definitely you'll not be able to contribute to the community as well. So that is why WHO is simply focusing on three perspectives from 360 degree. Now, what we have to understand that here is a importance of mental health in day-to-day basis. And if you are not able to deal with these daily problems, even though you are doing yoga and exercise, still there are things there are thought processes which are going around there in the mind. You do yoga and you do practice of exercise every day for half an hour and for 1 hour. And after that, again, if you're going back to work or maybe you're dealing with your day-to-day stuff, so still those thought processes will occur, and how you have to go from it, how to stop those things. So somehow, somewhere in yoga, meditation will help, the breathing practice will help, which we'll talk about later in the further slides. And as you can see that recently, the globally, what we have seen the condition of pandemic. And there we have seen that most of the people are not able to manage with that pandemic situation. And in most of the situations, if the people were hospitalized, if they are having low mental health, if they do have like anxiety issues and depression issues, so the outcome was worst in that situation for them. They were not able to cope mentally as well as physically. And this corona was purely based on the mental capacity, that how you can cope from this particular situation and this particular physical illness and this particular the conditions that they were having at that moment. So this time all humans have realized that now it is the right time to focus on mental health. And that is why, as we can see, we are having a good role of psychology, and it is day by day improving and increasing in various fields. So now I'm talking about the 4 stalwart pillars of positive practices, which can be the part of and which can improve your day-to-day mental health. And the first point, which is mindfulness. It is the state which yoga people are also practicing, and they are also experiencing by doing various meditations or the exercises. So first of all, we need to be very, very mindful in day-to-day situation, moment to moment. We have to be present at the present moment rather than thinking of past or present. Then the second stalwart pillar is resilience. Do you have the inner strength to cope from the problems, to cope from the day-to-day issues that you are having, to cope from your own negativity, to cope from your own negative thought process? So it's a cycle. If you're not able to cope from it, if you're not able to get rid from this situation of negativity of your own, so you won't be able to manage your mental health in any condition. And definitely in this situation, you will not be able to help others which are near to you. Maybe because you are not just an individual, you are also playing more social roles in it. Like you as a faculty, somewhere you are serving to some university, but you as a working as husband, wife, and your siblings, your mother, father, or maybe children of some. So basically you are having multiple roles. And if you're not able to manage yourself, your own mental health, so definitely your own individual aspects are going to affect your closest of the people and going to affect their mental health too. So that is why it is our individual responsibility to maintain our mental health. And another thing is resilience. So we have to work on that, which is the inner strength. So we have to see the adverse situations, because no one would like to have the negative situation or the adverse situation in their life. But it's a natural thing. So what is miracle in the life? The miracle in the life is like day is going normally, fine. But what will not be the miracle of the life? What will be the daily routine of the life if we are having the hiccups in the life every day? So day in, day out, we'll have something which will trouble us, which will trouble our mind, and which will trouble our thought process. So then how do we have that resilience power to cope from that biggest of the adversities, which people have seen in the pandemic time? Most of the families are completely gone and the children are left and they are just coping from that situation. And in some of the situations, the spouses are left. So basically, it is the toughest thing, and it is the most easiest thing to practice as well, the resilience. Now, the next pillar is self-compassion. So self-compassion, because we should not be very harsh to ourselves, because in the end, we are also having too many emotions for which we are not able to deal with it. If we are not emotionally intelligent, we'll not be able to manage the basic emotions, even though we'll not be able to identify or label the emotions. So that is so important. Be compassionate to yourself, even though you're committing some mistake, not the crime, but mistakes. If you're committing some mistakes, so just try to not to do again, but yes, be gentle to yourself. Okay, if you're having something which you're not able to solve, you're not able to decide, so please be gentle to yourself. Why you're not able to decide, this is the another scenario. But one thing is, you should not be very, very hard to yourself that I do not have this thing in me, I do not have this attitude in me, or I can't do so. So such kind of things should not be there. Or you should not do the self criticism. So in self compassion, what you could do, you can analyze yourself, you can analyze your behavior and actions, but you should not criticize too much, which can only create the negativity in you and the negative emotions for your own decisions and actions. Okay, then we have gratitude. So this is the most humble practice and very easy to do, that whatever you have, feel satisfied and be thankful to people. Be thankful to yourself also. Okay, so if you're practicing these 4 pillars every day, so after some time you'll realize that whatever points that you were stuck in, these are gradually you are releasing them and you are becoming more mindful, and gradually you are having that power and strength to deal with day-to-day life situations in a very effective manner. So if we are using these pillars to maintain the mental health in form of the positive activities in a more mindful way, so your actions and behaviors will be more positive. Okay, and if your actions and behaviors are more positive, so then your reduction of depression will be there, symptoms of anxiety will not be there, low stress will be there, or maybe no stress will be there. Then you can improve your mental health and physical health as well with this, because both the things are very much in sync, because yoga people can easily understand these things, how mental and your body, the mind and body is sync. If the sync is imbalanced, then definitely we are going to have the mental health issues as well as the physical issues, right? So, and the next is the increasing cognitive performance, because we are able to develop our attention span, memory, and like focus on something. So it will also, and decision making, creativity. So too many factors are there where the cognitive performances will be increased. So why to be mindful? If you are having a mindful mind, as you can see in this picture, so you'll have a healthy mind and you'll have the happy mind as well. So concept of mindfulness is being present in the moment. And what you have to do, you should not judge anyone, even though your feelings and thoughts. Just be present, pay attention to the present moment, and try to observe as much as you can. But just do not make the judgments, because this is the situation why we are having this and why we are not having this. Do not judge anything in it. Just quietly observe and collect the information, so that you can see, you can filter out what is good for you and what is not good for you, right? Based on the observation, not based on the judgments. Because why we are saying not to make judgments? If you are making judgments, so they'll be biased towards decide things. Okay, and probably if you'll be biased, so then you'll not be able to see the exact capacity, the situation, or that particular condition is having, the most of the opportunities the conditions are having, because you have already framed that judgment in your mind. So do not do practice, or do not have the practice of making judgments in day-to-day life. And so this is how you can practice the mindfulness. So just do not think it is right or wrong. Just see, this is the situation, this is the thing, and then how we have to deal the things, what we have in this situation, what kind of information that which is available in this situation. So accordingly, we have to deal with it. Accordingly, we have to see and analyze it. So as you can see in this pictorial form, the concept of mindfulness. So two people are walking together, and you'll see in one's head, there are too many things which are going on. And in the other side of the person, that the person is mindful. So completely present in the moment. The presently, what they are seeing, what they are walking through the nature, they are seeing the nature, they are observing the nature, and they're experiencing the nature. But on the other side, where the mind is full of other things, so then the person is not able to experience the nature or that mindful observations. Okay, so that is why it is so important. Your body can be present in that situation, but it is not the presence of it. Mindfulness is your mind should be present in the situation along with your body. So then you can have and experience more mindfulness. So mindfulness these days, too many researchers are there which shows that mental health is like influenced or maybe improved by the mindfulness practices. It will be helping people to reduce anxiety, depression, and other psychosomatic disorders as well. So you can practice mindfulness at home and at office also. And there are few activities which you could do at the workplace. So there are some examples how you could do so, how you can implement the mindfulness exercises at your places. So just pay attention to things without having any kind of stress in it, even though some difficult situations are there. Still, you should not take that stress, stay calm, take a deep breath, and think about a situation. If this is the thing, and this is the most important thing, always try not to react to situation. Always try to respond to situation. And what is the difference between reaction and response? If you are just not paying attention to things and you're just seeing the things and listening the things, and immediately without thinking you're reacting and saying and like reacting to a particular situation or the person, rather than sometimes responses can also be there without responses. Okay, so need not to react, always try to respond, practice to respond. So this response is more mindful action. Okay, so pay attention to things, live in the moment. So whatever the present moment is there, good or bad, see the situation, try to resolve the situation, see the possibilities of the situation, and then try to make the decisions. Okay, the next is accept yourself. So everyone is very much aware of what are your strengths and weaknesses. So when people say that I don't know about myself, basically they haven't analyzed themselves anywhere in any situation. Right? So that is why they are becoming more dependent on others, that someone has to tell me who I am or what kind of capabilities that I do have. No, one should not do this thing. People need to always analyze themselves, see themselves, what capacities that they are having, what challenges that they can face, and what kind of strengths that they are having, and weaknesses too, so that you can improve your weaknesses. Because it is not like that one person will always have the strong points or the strengths. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. So strength, try to improve on it. Weaknesses, try to rectify those things. If something is there and why it is not, why it is your weakness, so then try to have a better practice to improve on it. Then the next, which is very common thing, and yoga people are always suggesting to people, have a focus on your breathing. Pay attention to your breath. Whenever you feel high palpitations or anxiety, so always focus on your breath. Try to control your breathing. And then immediately you will realize that whatever the state of mind or whatever the heart situations were there, the palpitations were there, they'll be gradually going away from you. But initially, you have to do the deliberate practices of it. Okay, and then here we have sitting meditation. So people are those who are working at workplaces, so they can't like create the environment for that, such kind of situations or such kind of meditations. So they can do the sitting meditations on their chair itself for 5 minutes or whenever they'll get some time to do so. And definitely if you're practicing yoga and exercise, so then you do have proper place and where you could do the sitting and meditation, as well as you can go for the walking meditation in the morning or whenever you'll get time, at a peaceful place. So when you are going for a walking meditation, so basically you can like feel the nature, you can feel the senses, what you're getting, the information that you're getting from different senses of yours, what you're seeing, what you are hearing, what you're touching, the texture of the grass, or maybe the texture of the tree. So you need to be very, very mindful, the kind of the chirping of the bird. So you just need to feel deliberately that, okay, these are the information that I need to just read, and I just need to recall as well whenever I can feel so, or whenever I want to. So you can practice the mindfulness at home. Breathing practice, one of the common thing which the yoga people are doing. Then what are the benefits of the mindfulness? So it will definitely reduces the stress, anxiety, and depression. It will help you to increase your coping skills, level of attention and concentration. Then you'll have better adjustments in the work life if you're able to maintain previous two things which we have discussed. Then you'll also be emotionally intelligent and you'll be more stable in your emotions if you're doing and practicing mindfulness. So somehow, somewhere it is affecting the mental health in terms of your behavior, in terms of your emotions. And your decision-making skills and problem-solving skills will be better. Cognitive skills will be better by practicing mindfulness. And then we have good physical and mental health based on the kind of practices that we are having. Now, this is the second pillar that I'm talking about, resilience, and why it is so important, because this is the thing which we are getting from the inner strength that we have to deal and to see the situation, to cope from the adversities. So if we have to describe resilience, so this will be the pictorial different kind of pictures that we are having, the how people are resilient to live their life. And if you can see, this cactus is also there, where the stony thing is there, and still the cactus is like growing and flourishing and blooming as well. So this is called resilience, that if no matter what, how the adverse situation will be there, I just have to deal the situation. I just have to go through it, no matter how difficult it is. So without going into it, it will be very difficult for you to just analyze the situation. It will be very difficult for you to decide something for that situation. So face the fears, face the challenges, and just get into it. And then see what is the situation and how you can, from where you can create your own path to cope from it. And so, as I have already described the concept of resilience, so whereas APA is also saying the same thing, it is both the process and also of successful adapting from the difficult or challenging life experiences. Now, why resilience is needed? So if you see over here, without resilience, it will decreases your mental health, or it will decrease your mental health. So as you can see in the pictures, people are having different state of mind. And people, those who are practicing resilience and with resilience, they have improved mental health. They do have the capacity to deal with more difficult times as well. So it is just because of the resilience what they have practiced. But yes, it is all those who are having the bad times in the life, they do have better resilience. in most of the researchers are the researchers have suggested the same thing, and they have found in their researches. So how to practice resilience? So one thing is that you have to establish goal. If there is a problem, then what you have to do in that, how you have to get rid from this. Do the brainstorming. Do not be panic yourself. Do not just be anxious. Do not create stress. Just create thought process, the positive thought process. Now the things are bad, anyways bad. So you can't do anything in it. But what you can do is, if things are bad and happening in a bad way, so now what are the other ways which can be the positive to deal with it? Okay, so you have to establish certain goals that, okay, now I need to get rid from this situation or get out from this situation. Okay, and what could be the possible ways? Usually people would do what? If they see that there are problems, so they simply be into the problem, and they will just see they will be more anxious, they will be more stressful, rather than having the solutions of it, rather than thinking the solutions of it. They'll do what? They'll simply think of that they're stuck and now they can't do anything in it. Now they'll be seeking the help of the others. Yes, you can seek the help of the others, but for that, you also need to have the courage to help yourself. Okay, so this is how you can be more resilient if you're establishing your own goals in the situations. Now, face your fears. Most of the time, people are not facing their actual fears. Fears means if they are having problems and issues in the life, in the day-to-day scenarios, so they must be having something which is creating some fear for them. So whatever fears are there, if you really want to be resilient and if you really want to get it from the adverse situations, so you just have to face the fear whether you have this ability or not. You just have to get into the problem. You just have to search out things, search out the ways, and then you have to deal with it. If you don't have the capability, then develop this thought process. Okay, I don't have this thing, but I need to develop to deal with this particular situation. So this is how, whatever fears that you have, you just face it. Based on it, you will be able to manage your mental health very well. And then someday the day will come where your fears will have fears from you, that, okay, this is the person which actually deals with the fear, which actually faces the fear. So sometimes your fears might have the fears from you. Okay, don't go in front of them. Okay, so that's how you can develop, and one can develop the resilience. So this is the resilience practice which you could do at home or workplace or wherever you'll get time. So if you're having adverse situations in your life, okay, you can't change that situation. But now what you could do, you should conserve your own positivity. So how you can conserve the positivity? If you are having, like, maintaining the positive aspects and recalling the positive occasions in your life, what you have seen, what you have experienced, what you have, you are thankful for that, and just immediately write down those things. If you do have the pads in front of you, and if you do have the phones in front of you, you just maintain that positivity at that moment, and do not react to the situation at that moment when you were weak emotionally, and when you're not able to see situations in a holistic way. So do not react to it. Just try to conserve your positivity and think on it. Later on, try to react and respond to it. So this is how you can practice resilience in day-to-day life. And it can also enhance the health benefits will be there. Mental health will be improved. Strong determination will be there. Improved quality of life will be there. Then you'll be able to deal with the adversities and the problems that you are having in day-to-day life. And your creativity and problem-solving, decision-making skills will also be improved. Now, quickly, I'll just go through the gratitude and self-compassion. So gratitude is the very humble thing that we should practice every day and every moment with every person. Even though the people, those who are very, like, those who are doing different jobs for us, we should be very much thankful to them, that without them, those works will not be completed. So maid at home, or maybe the guards at the institution, or the people, those who are serving teas every day to us. Because if we'll be thankful, they'll 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 simply throw the positive energies towards you, and which will also help you to have a great minds at workplace or at home. If you're not liking the people around you, those who are serving you, those who are working with you, and you're not thankful to them, so the kind of environment, because we people are full of energies, and the kind of energies we will simply execute, or will the auras will be there, accordingly the environment will be there. If we are simply delivering the negative activities, or the actions, or the negative energies in the environment, so accordingly the environment will be more negative to work, to stay at home. If we are practicing the more positive things, being thankful, being grateful to each other, no matter what the work we are doing, no matter what the small and the high work that we are having with each other or for each other, so small thankful notes, gifts, or whatever kind of things, that or simple thank you is also saying thank you is also enough for this showing gesture. So gratitude is the most positive tool to handle your own mental health, and to improve, to get the improvement in it. So people, those who are having gratitude, they are able to maintain their they're able to nourish their mental health, and they grow, and the flow and the flourishment in the life will be better. So their life, their actions, their behavior will be in the flow as per the situations, whether it is positive or maybe the adverse situation. So they will go with the flow. So because these four pillars are also helping to maintain the flow. If we have the flow in the life, so no stress, no anxiety, and no other mental health issues will be there. So what you could do, if you want to practice the gratitude, so you have to express gratitude to everyone, whether they appreciate or not of your gratitude. But you as a person need to show it, because it is not about you, their health. It is all about your own mental health. So you'll feel relaxed and relief if you are saying thank you to people. Whether they will be appreciating or not, it is not your concern. It is their concern, because in the end, they have to maintain their own mental health. But yes, if we really want to create that environment, so definitely we should encourage these things to our juniors and to people, those who are around us. Each day, you can think of 3 things you are grateful. And sometimes you can also have gratitude journal. So you can write those things, to whom you are thankful, why you are thankful, and what good things that has happened to you, and that is why you are thankful to God, or to your elders, to people around you. So there are benefits of gratitude. Like definitely it will help the physical health, mental health, will increase the gesture of kindness, mindfulness, resilience, and self-care. Along with that, it will also improve the cognitive skills. Then the increases the forgiveness level, happiness, and well-being. It also helps more positive emotions, or to develop these emotions in people. Now, the last uh, pillar of to improve the mental health is self-compassion. So you need to understand your own sufferings as well, and you need to be very gentle to yourself. Okay, so just do not ignore your pain. Do not do the self-criticism. Just try to be self-compassionate, where you can be show your warmth towards you, because you are also human being. You can also make mistake, but it is not just you who are doing it. So you can improve on it. You can learn things and understand your own suffering, understand your own failures. So you're not the only one who's failing in it. But if you're failing in it, accept it, try to learn from the past, or try to learn from your failures. But does not mean that you need to be harsh on you, that, okay, I can't do so, I am the failure one, or I do not have this capability, others are doing well. Do not make the comparison also. So be gentle to yourself, love yourself, and do the less criticism, but do more analysis. That is the one thing which you could which could help you to improve your mental health based on your own self analysis. And you'll see that you'll be the improved one of your own version if you are practicing the self-compassion. Now, so we have certain practices of self-compassion. So the most important thing is we need to be more compassionate. We have to have practice of mindfulness. So without mindfulness, we can't be compassionate. So we need to practice how to be mindful. So it is not about that to be mindful for the situation, to be mindful for yourself also. Okay, for your own actions, for your own behaviors. Why are you doing it? Why you're not doing it? Why are you reacting in that way? Why your actions are like that in this situation, even though the actions and behaviors can be in a different way, in a very politer way. So there you have to see your own status of mindfulness, the level of your mindfulness. Then practice of forgiveness. And it is not about the others. Usually people think of that forgiveness is all about other people. Forgiveness is all about ourselves. If we are forgiving people, we are releasing the tension and stress and anxieties from our own minds. And we are like lessening the mental burden which we have created by not forgiving people if they have done something with us, if they have committed something with us, if they have done the wrong things with us. Not exactly the crime, but yes, the day-to-day, the actions, which the behaviors the people are doing. So just go for it and forgive people, and sometimes forgive yourself also. So benefits of the self-compassion, the health benefits, mental health, and it will help you to build a strong relationship with the people. It will help to improve the quality of life, will decreases the anxiety, stress, and loneliness, and also help people to feel better in a positive way or to develop the positive emotions, and will help to shape a better personality. So overall health benefits of positive practices in daily life will keep you positive all the time, will help you to develop the abilities, your decision-making capacity will be improved, creativity will be there, and overall mental health and well-being will be improved. And you can experience those practices and those positivities around you, even though you are gradually you are practicing it or not. But once you do have a habit of having these things or using these 4 pillars in day-to-day life, so it will be the part of your life and you will be conditioned for it, and it will be automatic actions and gestures and behaviors of yours. So this is how we can have this practice of these 4 positive constructs and aspects in dealing with our or improving our day-to-day mental health and well-being overall. So thank you so much. I have taken much time of yours. So with gratitude, I would like to thank you so much for giving me this platform. I hope my experience and knowledge will help you somewhere, somehow. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, your wonderful lecture. कुछ सवाल हैं जो अगर आप अनुमति दे तो मैं पूछना चाहूंगी। मैम एक क्वेश्चन है कि क्या मेंटल हेल्थ और ईटिंग और स्लीपिंग पैटर्न में कुछ रिलेशन या कोरिलेशन आपने अपनी स्टडी के दौरान या अपने अनुभव के दौरान देखा?
मैंने ईटिंग हैबिट्स के दौरान देखा है, बट आई हैव गॉन थ्रू मेनी रिसर्चेस। उसमें ये दिखता है कि अगर आपकी ईटिंग हैबिट्स, जैसे कि अभी हम कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ माइंडफुलनेस है, तो उसमें कॉन्सेप्ट आता है माइंडफुल ईटिंग का भी। तो जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि हम इंडिया में हमारा जो कल्चर है वो हाथ से खाने का क्यों था initially, because concept of mindfulness is not from the Western concept, it's an Indian concept only, है ना, from the Vedas and everything we are getting. So practice of having mindful eating is like, अगर हम हाथ से खाते हैं तो हाथ से खाने का मतलब ये होता है कि हमारा जो ब्रेन है वो उस चीज को एक्सपीरियंस कर पा रहा है कि किस टेक्सचर का फूड है, फूड इज लुकिंग टेस्टी। हम उसको अपने 5 सेंसेस के थ्रू ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, हम टाइम लेते हैं एक बाइट को लेने के लिए, एंड जब हम जैसे ही खाते हैं वी relish दैट पर्टिकुलर जो बाइट हमने लिया है या जो हमने एक खाना खाया है, तो जब हम वो खा रहे होते हैं तब हमें लगता है कि हमारा ब्रेन उस इंफॉर्मेशन को जो ऑलरेडी जा चुकी है वो उसको एंजॉय करता है, relish करता है। एंड अगर आप माइंडफुल ईटिंग करते हैं तो हमारा जो ब्रेन है उसको, आप सबको ऐसे पता होगा ये चीज कि जब हम कोई भी चीज खाते हैं तो ब्रेन को थोड़ा टाइम लगता है उस चीज को समझने में कि वो स्टमक उसका फुल हो गया है या नहीं हुआ है। अगर हम बहुत फास्ट ईटिंग करते हैं और 10 मिनट्स में अपना खाना खत्म कर लेते हैं तो हमारा ब्रेन को अभी तक ये इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं गई है कि हमारा स्टमक फुल हो गया है, दो हमारा स्टमक फुल हो चुका है विद दैट अमाउंट ऑफ फूड। पर जैसे ही अगर लेट से आपके खाना आने में देरी होती है और आप 10 मिनट के बाद आपको और खाना मिलता है, तब आप बोलते हैं कि नहीं नहीं अब ठीक है, मेरा पेट काफी भर गया है तो अब मुझे खाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो माइंडफुल ईटिंग इज टेकिंग स्मॉल बाइट्स, enjoying the food, touching the food is the more mindful actions, है ना। तो ये स्पून और कांटे से खाने का कल्चर हमने डेवलप जरूर करा है, पर ये हमारा एक माइंडफुल ईटिंग का पार्ट नहीं है, क्योंकि हम कहीं से भी अपने खाने को उस तरीके से एंजॉय नहीं करते।
थैंक यू मैम। एक और क्वेश्चन था कि मैम हाउ
sure.
टू बी कंसिस्टेंट इन ग्रेटिट्यूड जर्नल।
आप उसको रोजाना एक अपने लिए एक अपने आप को प्रॉमिस करिए कि रोजाना आप आकर के जो भी आपके दिन भर में हुआ है, दिनचर्या में हुआ है, उसको आप, नेगेटिव भी होंगी कुछ अच्छी चीजें भी होंगी, तो हम नेगेटिव को ध्यान ना रखते हुए, नेगेटिव से सिर्फ हमें सीखना है कि हमें फर्दर क्या नहीं करना है। ऐसा नहीं कि नेगेटिव को कंप्लीटली इग्नोर करना है, तो आपकी लर्निंग नहीं होगी। लेकिन अगर नेगेटिव कोई इवेंट हुआ है आपकी लाइफ में आज दिन में, तो उससे सीखो और उसको ध्यान रखो और उससे कुछ लर्न करो। लेकिन जब ग्रेटिट्यूड जर्नल हम लिख रहे हैं तो उसे हमें सिर्फ पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट्स को लिखते हुए हमें उन चीजों को जो हमारे लाइफ में आज के दिन पॉजिटिव घटनाएं घटी या पॉजिटिव इवेंट्स हुए, उनके लिए हमें थैंकफुल रहना है। एंड ये रोजाना करना है, कोशिश करनी है कि रोजाना एटलीस्ट मैं 2 इवेंट अपनी लाइफ के बारे में लिखूं हर रोज के, ताकि जब आप देखेंगे एक टाइम के बाद, 1 महीने के बाद, 2 महीने के बाद, 3 महीने के बाद, आप अपने आप में ही एक इम्प्रूवमेंट पाएंगे। तो आपका जो इंक्लिनेशन है टू ऑब्जर्व वो पॉजिटिविटी की तरफ होगा रादर देन नेगेटिविटी की तरफ। तो ऑटोमेटिकली जब आपका इंक्लिनेशन पॉजिटिविटी की तरफ हो जाता है तो आपका मेंटल हेल्थ आप देखेंगे कि वो इम्प्रूव हो रहा है ग्रेजुअली। आप खुश रहना शुरू करेंगे, आप चीजों को अप्रिशिएट करना शुरू करेंगे, थैंकफुल रहना शुरू करेंगे कि ठीक है लाइफ में परेशानियां हैं, पर अगर परेशानियां भी हैं उसके साथ साथ आई डू हैव गुड थिंग्स इन माय लाइफ जिसके लिए मुझे थैंकफुल होना चाहिए, तो आई एम थैंकफुल फॉर दैट। पर ये करना खुद से ही होता है।
जी, thank you so much ma'am for joining us today and deliberating such an important lecture. इतना भी आपका जो अनुभव है उसको आपने हमारे साथ साझा किया और हमारे सभी दर्शक निश्चित रूप से इससे लाभान्वित महसूस कर रहे होंगे। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। साथ ही मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करना चाहूंगी हमारे संस्थान के निदेशक महोदय डॉक्टर ईश्वर भी बसवरेड्डी सर का, जो हमेशा हमें इस तरीके के आयोजन के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं। आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और हमारे संस्थान के संचार एवं प्रलेखन अधिकारी मोहम्मद तैयब आलम सर का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हमारी तकनीकी टीम और हमारे सभी दर्शकों का भी बहुत धन्यवाद। अब कार्यक्रम का समापन शांति पाठ के साथ। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैम।
थैंक यू सो मच, धन्यवाद आप सबका।
ओम प्रकाश के केस में उन्होंने
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू
सर। शैल आई लीव?
यस मैम, यस,
थैंक यू।
ये